Hey there guys, it's Tina and I'm back. And I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe. So as promised, I am here with another haul video. And this is all about everything that I picked up at Ulta during their 21 days of beauty, and like here or there I picked up some items. And I know it's a little bit late, okay? I have had these products like sitting next to me for a few weeks and I'm like, it's time to do a haul, girl. Show them what you got. Show them swatches. Let them know what's going on at Ulta because there are some great drugstore finds here. And I also picked up some products that I had mentioned during that 21 days of beauty sale video that I did, where I spoke about things that I think you should definitely skip and things that I thought you should pick up. So, without much further ado, hopefully I can remember all the things that I picked up. Let's go ahead and jump into the products that I picked up recently from Ulta. Well, some not so recently, but you get the gist, right? Let's go ahead and jump into my Ulta haul. Alright, so I'm going to start out with the things I picked up during the 21 days of beauty, which is Ulta's sales event that lasts for 21 days, as the name suggests, and they have selected products on each day that are 50% off. And like, how am I going to say no to certain deals that were available? So the first things I picked up were from Nabla. So their skin glazing and skin bronzing products were on sale. And I have like one of the bronzers, I think, the one in profile I picked up, and I really like the texture. So I was like, all right, let me go ahead and pick up a couple of the blush shades and then a couple of the highlight shades. And I also went ahead and picked up the other two bronzing shades that they have available. So let me talk about the bronzers first. So they have Dune, Soft Revenge, and Profile. I will show you the swatches, but I picked up Dune and Soft Revenge. Already had Profile in my collection. These shades are very light as bronzers, honestly. Dune is a little bit more warm toned. Soft Revenge is a little bit more cool tone and lighter. And then Profile, which is the deepest shade, the only one that really truly works as a bronzer for me, has more of a reddish undertone to it. But these two, I was like, maybe they will work, you know, you never know. And they show up if I really build them up. These are a baked formula, so it's very lightweight, very airy, very soft pigmentation, so I have to like really build them up to get them to show up. The shade Soft Revenge, I can build up to give me a beautiful contour. It does work as a contour. Very subtle contour, which is kind of what you want for a contour anyway. You don't want it to be harsh. So I do like the shade Soft Revenge. As far as Dune though, this is more of a warm tone shade, and it doesn't really show up on my skin very intensely. So this one is a complete wash for me. It doesn't really work. So if you're my complexion, probably just stick to Profile. You can maybe pick up Soft Revenge, but I wouldn't recommend those two shades because they're very light. They don't really show up very intensely. And because of the formulation, you can't really build them up to a certain level of intensity. So I would skip those. So next up, I have some of the blush tones, and I believe one like highlighty shade, well, two highlighty shades, but these are really blush tones. So I have the shade Truth, which is a very light golden peach. Well, it's a peach with golden shimmer to it. Really gorgeous. Again, these are baked, so they don't have discernible glitter or anything. It's just a very beautiful sheen on the skin, and I really, ooh, my highlight looks nice. This is from Hourglass, don't even pay any attention. Then I have Lola, which is more of a rosy pink, a little bit of a peach undertone to it as well. This is really subtle, so these two shades work really as highlights on my skin tone. They don't really show up as blushes. They're more like blush toppers or like a highlight shade, as I said. And then we have the true highlight shade, which is Lucent Jungle. This is a really beautiful yellow gold shade, but it's like a, well, it's like a coppery gold. It's really stunning, but it's not as intense as like Trophy Wife from Fenty. It's a little bit more subdued, but it definitely is a yellow gold. But it's so stunning on the cheeks. Like I said, they're not really pigmented or like heavy, so they give you just a soft glow on the skin. So I do like this. It doesn't really stand out too harshly on my skin, and I think deeper skin tones, this would look so glorious, especially if you have golden undertones. Stop, that would be so stunning. And then I have Adults Only. This is a blush shade. This is more of a berry tone. Where does it open? Jeez. So I don't really love berry tones for my skin tone because berry tones can look a little bit bruisey. But this one is not as berry or purple as I expected it to be. It actually shows up as more of a raspberry. So even though I was a little bit nervous, like look at that color. That is a pretty color. It's not as purpley or mauvey as you would expect looking at it in the pan. So it's actually a really pretty color, and I am happy I have this one. So the skin glazing, these are a little bit more up my alley. The bronzers didn't work out as well, but I'm still happy I got those 50% off. Now, another one of the products that I said I was gonna pick up were some Urban Decay eyeshadows. I mean, 50% off, like come on. Now, Urban Decay does a good sale on their website as well. You can get like 30% off, 40% off, sometimes even 50. So you may still be able to get these on a pretty good discount through Urban Decay, so just keep an eye out. But I'm sure Ulta will include these again because these aren't really selling well for Urban Decay. Sorry, Urban Decay, but single eyeshadows at the price point you're trying to sell it at, it's not gonna work out, child. So these are originally $19, and then the Moon Dust are $22. No one's really buying single eyeshadows for $20 a pop anymore. Back in the day, we used to. I don't know what the hell that was about, but we used to spend a lot more on single eyeshadows. But with more indie brands coming out and a lot more single eyeshadows available on the market at like a $5, $7, even $10 price point, we're not checking for these Urban Decay, so I think that's where they went wrong. I mean, the packaging they redid, cute. It's clear packaging. They're cute. And the single eyeshadows from Urban Decay are really good, but people know them for their naked palettes, which aren't necessarily always great. Like, they're not always phenomenal. And I feel like the beauty community here on YouTube and, you know, Instagram and stuff, we've kind of outgrown Urban Decay palettes. Like, they're not making the impact they did before, but they do still sell really well to the average consumer that's not following beauty YouTube. Like, they're just going in store and picking out a palette that works for them. And Urban Decay still has that allure because they have more neutral color stories that work well for the everyday consumer or everyday makeup wearer, right? But the single eyeshadows, these are really good quality, and they reformulated, but the formula is still pretty good. They made it a vegan formula now. Before, some of their shades weren't completely vegan. Now they're completely vegan. I'll show you the swatches of the shades that I picked up. It's too many for me to go through, but I'll tell you the ones that stood out. Sin is one that I got as a inner tear duct highlight. This is a beautiful highlight shade if you're deeper skin tone because it's not a stark white. It's a champagne, but it has a pinky hue to it that makes it blend in well with like brown skin and tan skin. So if you wanted an inner tear duct highlight that's very natural, this is a great one. It adds a little shimmer, but it's not sparkly. It's just a beautiful glow. And then, of course, I had to get a blue, so Charged is the really intense blue. This is stunning. The texture of this is a little bit dry. It feels a little gritty, but it is really beautiful. And then I picked up a taupey shade, you know, Mushroom. Come on now, Mushroom is one of my favorite shades from Urban Decay. It's like a taupey, gunmetal shade. Stunning. And then we have Ember, which is one of my favorite shades as well because it's like an easy all over one and done shade for my skin tone. It has a little bit of warmth to it. It's like a bronze tone, but when I apply it, it looks like my lids with a little bit of glow to it, and I think it is stunning. So I can pop this all over the lid, add a little outer V little situation, like a little sculpting, and then we're done, and it's really stunning. They have quite a few shades that are beautiful, and I picked up a lot, and I almost had to fight the associate at Ulta. I'm like, what? So you go in store, right? And I picked up like a ton of shades. And then the sales associate that was checking me out, he was scanning them through, right? And he scanned all of them at once. And what happens in store during the sale is that you can only get 2 items at a time, and they limit you. And then if you add any more, it's gonna be full price. So I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, what's going on? He's like, yeah, you're limited to only 2. So I'm like, 2? Like 2 shadows? Like what? He's like, yeah, you can only get 2. And I'm like, well, just do them in separate purchases. Like, just, you know, ring me up 2 at a time. Like, well, it's fine. We're cool. It's fine. He gave me such an attitude. And I was like, sir. He was like, no, you're limited to 2. It's 2 per customer. It's not per transaction. So you'll only be able to purchase 2. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, I literally have like 12 in front of me and you're gonna turn me away because you want to be a douche? Okay, sir. So I'ma just walk out. I'ma leave. I'ma go to the other Ulta store, the other one that I always go to. And the sales associates know me there, and the manager was there, and she was like, girl, don't worry about it. I'll do them 2 at a time. And she put me 2 at a time and checked me out. And then the ones that I didn't get, I just ordered online. I don't know why he was giving me a whole attitude. This blush is really pretty though. This blush and highlighter combo that I just did from Nabla. Whatever, but you know what, whatever. This shade as well, Float, stunning. It's like a turquoise, and I picked up like the gold and the green and the like some mattes. The mattes are really good as well, and they have like staple mattes, so I picked them up 50% off. Like, I couldn't beat that deal, so that's what I did, child. Don't even judge me because it was happening. Another thing that I'd mentioned during that 21 day of beauty, the video that I did, is the MAC Magic Extension 5mm Fiber Mascara. I was just holding back a burp. Oh my god, that was terrible. Anyway, I picked this up. So where is it? I started using it, I thought. And here it is. It's a nice tube. Again, it's an extension mascara, so it has those fibers. And these are natural or like boar bristles, so they're not plastic. And I mean, it works fine. It's not like blowing me away or anything. But, you know, it's cute. She's cute. 50% off. It's fine. I don't get the hype, though. They're saying 90% said lashes achieved over-the-top exaggerated volume, and they looked longer, fuller, and lifted. I mean, yeah, it works well, but I'm like, I've had better, you know? But it's a good little mascara, so I'll keep using her, but you know, whatever. It was something to get 50% off again. And that's all that I picked up from the 21 Days of Beauty. Now, I say all like, oh, but there were 3 specific products, but I picked up a lot. Like, obviously, I picked up almost like 20 eyeshadows and 7 blushes and stuff. So it's not all, but it's all, okay? Then, something I said I wasn't gonna get in a shopping block video, which I do owe you guys one. You will see one coming up soon. I just have to film it. But so much time has passed and so many products have been released that I'm like, how do I limit this? But anyway, I said I wasn't gonna pick these up because I was just like over it. But I did anyway. These are from BH Cosmetics. BH Cosmetics make good palettes. They make pretty decent palettes. And I wish they wouldn't use the gimmicks, but I mean, what do you do these days? You just have to do a gimmick to get things, and I don't even know if people really cared. So here's why I didn't want to get this in the first place. You know that movie with the older guys that were trying to play high schoolers, and they were like, hey fellow kids, like, that's what it feels like. I'm trying to be hip and trying to be down, but I'm not. So these color stories are actually pretty nice. So I got 4 of them. So I got the F off one, of course. So this one has smoky tones, a blue, like a black. The gray was the one that really pulled me in. And then they have this beautiful matte purple, stunning, and a couple of nudie shades. I mean, this is a stunning color story. I actually think this is a great color story for the cooler months as well. You know how we get into more of these tones. These are really beautiful. They swatch really well. Like, look at the swatches. The pigmentation, sweet. The texture is soft and smooth. They're just really, really nice. I picked up Optimistic AF as well, which is the orangey palette. This is really stunning. Like, come on. These are beautiful, and they swatch so nicely. The shimmers are metallic and beautiful and smooth. They're not chunky. There's no glitter. These are just really stunning. I have Do Not Disturb, which has more blues, a couple of purples. The purples I wasn't into, but the blues, I think this is my least favorite one because of the purples. I can probably get rid of this one, but the blues really pulled me in. Those 2 matte blues. They're stunning, but like not my go-to. And then we have Let That S Go. You know what the S stands for. This one has greeny tones and a couple of brownie shades and like a bronzy tone. This is really stunning as well. This is cute. So the Do Not Disturb one is probably my least favorite. We have Optimistic AF and Let That Shit Go in like 2nd and 3rd. And then F Off would be my favorite one. So these were fun ones to pick up, even though I was like cringing at the names. Like, hold out now, come on. Then I have then I have the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Perfector 4-in-1 Glow Makeup. People made like a fuss about these because they're supposed to be like the Charlotte Tilbury glow thing. You know that little perfector thing, that whatever, it's supposed to be a liquid highlighter, but you can use it as a primer. You can use, like, no one knows what it's for, and the same thing here, no one knew what these were for. Like, people were like, 4-in-1, is it a concealer, is it a foundation, is it a highlighter, or like, what is it supposed to be? And it says here it's a primer plus concealer plus highlighter plus BB cream, and I'm like, where, how, like, this is not a coverage product. So what are you talking about, concealer and BB cream? This is not gonna give you any kind of coverage. This is a liquid highlighter, and a light one at that. They're nice though. They have 4 shades and people are like, oh, the shade range. I mean, they're not meant to be complexion products, and that's where they went wrong. They marketed this the wrong way, because selling it as a concealer and BB cream, your shade range better match up, and this doesn't. I mean, 4 shades. So it's just a lightweight like illuminator. It's a cream illuminator or a liquid illuminator. And the 2 shades that I picked up number 2 medium, which works for my skin tone. It's just a beigey shade. It's a very thin product with light pigmentation, so it shears out. So the shades will cover a lot of skin tones. As a highlighter, like as a tinted highlighter, you can use it under your makeup as a primer, like they mentioned, or you can use it as like a topper on your cheeks, and it works really well for that. And I picked up shade number 3. There's shade number 4, which is deeper, has the sponge tip applicator. Now the sponge applicator is designed to be antimicrobial and antibacterial, so you shouldn't have to worry about using the sponge applicator. But I mean, you can pump it out on the back. You have to press it down for the product to come out. Do I have to twist? No, you twist it. Forgot already. So you twist it, the product comes up. So you can like deposit this on the back of your hand or on a palette if you don't want to apply it directly to your skin. And that's the way I would apply it anyway. But I mean, it's cute. It's a drugstore alternative to the Charlotte Tilbury product, which I don't even think is that great anyway. Is it called the Glow Wand? What is it called? I don't even know. I'm looking for a makeup wipe right now. I don't need this product all over my hand, but you know, it's a drugstore alternative, and it works fine. It works fine. So I'm not gonna complain about that. All right, now I also picked up some palettes recently from Essence. So Essence released some new palettes recently. These are 10 pan. Are they 10 or are they 9? Oh, I didn't even realize that. So they have these 9-pan eyeshadow palettes. These remind you of probably KKW, the layout, right? They're similar to KKW. And maybe, what's that other brand? Oh God, I forget the name of it. It's they made brushes before. I forget. Anyway, these are nice. Like, they're pretty nice. They have some decent color stories, but I find like the level of payoff for these are lighter than I would like. So this is the Hollow Berlin palette. So it has great mattes. The mattes are nice, but the shimmers are light, and like I feel like the pigmentation and the punch isn't there. And especially with all the other palettes that I now have in my collection, this one just isn't giving it to me. Like, it isn't singing to me. And I tried these out because Jen Phelps here on YouTube, she picked up these. Well, she got sent them in PR, but she also picked them up. So these are their little 6-pan eyeshadow palettes, and these pulled me in. They remind me of e.l.f. and ColourPop, like the smaller 6-pan palettes that a lot of brands are doing now. Smaller palettes are like the rage right now. And these, she said the formulation was great. So I was like, all right, let me go check them out. And they're really inexpensive. I think they're like $4.99 or $3.99. And you can use a coupon because it's Ulta, you know. And I picked these up. They smell like vanilla. Do they have vanilla powder in here? No, it's fragrance. No. They actually have fragrance in here. So they smell sweet. And they have different ones. So this one is Dancing Green, the green one. It's cute, you know. I like the shades. I like the greens that they have in here. I think these are nice shades to wear. But the pigmentation, again, a little bit more on the light side. But they apply really well and layer up nicely. Then we have, I like to mauve it, You can't say that without singing it, okay? I like to mauve it. Oh, so this has not mauve tones, I would say. There's like a shimmery lavender, more purpley shade, and then a cement gray. This is not really mauve for me. I call it a lavender palette, but this is cute, right? It's really pretty to look at. The Bronze This Way palette is bronzy tones. This is a really wearable one, really simple one. Even though it looks orange and bold, it's really like just nudes. And then we have the Top It Up, which I had to get because I love taupes. And I don't mind these because they have gunmetal shades and like the grays. I'm surprised they have so many grays in these palettes. It's interesting that they would include these types of tones because I didn't know people were really into grays. But they're cute. They're nice. The formulation feels nice. It's just that you have to build them up a little bit more intensely to get the color payoff. But they're nice. Like, they're good little palettes. I also picked up the Flower Beauty Desert Lights palette. So I have the Jungle Lights palette. I believe that's the name of it. And then they released this Desert Light. It doesn't say they're cream eyeshadows, but they feel like cream eyeshadows. It says it's a creamy blendable texture. So it doesn't say it's powder or cream, but they feel wet to the touch, but they're not cream. They're like a moist powder. But these are bronzy tones. They're all shimmer, 6 shades. These are nice. The Jungle Lights palette I got because of Lacey from Spooky Lips and Fat Hips. She's the one that had me out here getting these. And these apply like a cream shadow. This brown one is a little bit more creamy, and then the other shades are more sparkly. I really like this, guys. This is stunning, and I feel like if you wanted to get like an all shimmer palette with a really interesting, fun texture that layers on like a cream but finishes like a powder, this may be right up your alley. And like I said, I have the Jungle Lights one, which I really like as well. So definitely fun palettes to check out. I thought I also, oh yeah, here we go. So I picked up Lorac. So Lorac released some new palettes, some smaller palettes, and then this bigger one. So this is the Fairy Tale Forest palette. And it's a nudie palette, and it's meant to have like greeny tones to it. And not really, it's a pro palette. It's their new design, and I have the newer release, which I really enjoy. For some reason, I didn't like this one. Like, look at the swatches. There's something about this color story that's not really appealing to me. Like, I'm not drawn in. The mattes are really nice, but the shimmers to me just, they're cute, but they're not, I don't know, like, I don't love this one. You guys tell me what you think about it. I'm not in love with it, so I think I'm gonna return this one because it's just not doing it for me. And I feel like in order to keep it, it has to do it for me. I know that sounds a little questionable, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I need more from it if I'm going to keep this palette. So not really in love, but not hating it either. It's just the color story for me. Then they have these smaller 6-pan palettes. So remember when I said like the mini palettes are doing their thing, they're doing their round. So they have the Frosted Sequoia, which is a beautiful little bronzy palette. This one is cute. I like this little color story, and I think it's a very wearable color story. It has a couple of bronzy tones and then 3 mattes. So I think this is a very wearable, cute one. I don't know like if I'm in love with it, but it's definitely very cute. And then they have Winter Rose, which is a rosy to more mauve tone palette. This one is really nice as well. It has like deeper bronzy tones, but it has like a mauve center shade. It's cute as well. Like, I don't mind it. This one I'm not too in love with because it has one of those sparkly shades that are not my favorite. But it's a cute little palette, you know, to have. Not in love, but not hating it. And then we have Mystic Oak, which is the more smoky, more taupey palette. This one also has 2 of those shimmery like topper shades, and I'm not vibing with that. So I don't know that I'm in love with this one. My favorite one would be the Frosted Sequoia one. This is nice, but like those sparkly shades, I'm not like the biggest fan of at all. All right, let me go ahead and show you a couple of PR products. but these are also available at Ulta, so I figured it's the best time to show you them now. So we have these palettes from Juvia's place, recently released. These are the Rebel palettes and they're really cute. So I actually got these in PR and I'm going to do a giveaway in December with these. I'm not going to open them up, but I do have the ones that I ordered myself so I can show you the swatches of them. So we have the Rebel Mints. This is a quad of minty shades. I really like the two mattes in this. This has like a minty pistachio greeny shade, like a pastel green. And then you have this more blue toned, like a pastel. It's not, I don't know how to explain the blue. It's not quite a Tiffany blue. It's not quite a robin's egg blue, but it's like a lighter blue. It's really stunning. Then we have the Rebel Grays. This one has silver tones and like a matte gray. Not my favorite because I don't like silvers necessarily, like sharp, bright silver shades. Not my favorite, but it's still cute. It's a nice one to pick up. And then you have the Honey palette. This one is a warm tone palette with caramelly shades. This is really beautiful. I really like this one. And then the Army one, the Rebel Army. I also love this one. I did a video on my Instagram that you can check out featuring two of these palettes. These two. I really like this one. This has deeper greens in there. It's not really army greens. They're not olivey tones at all. They're really bold greens and I love this one. So this one and this one, my favorites, followed by the mints and then the grays just because it's there but it's not my favorite. And then last up we have these products from Live Tinted. So this is a new brand at Ulta and they reached out to me and said, hey, can we send you some products to try out? And I was like, yeah, like why wouldn't I want to try out a new brand? And why wouldn't I want to try out a brand that's available at Ulta? Like win-win for me, right? So they sent me their Hue Sticks. So these are multi-purpose products that you can use as a corrector shade because they're more peachy orangey tones. You can use them as cheek products, so like cream blushes. You can use them on the lips as well, and you can use them as a cream eyeshadow. So they're like a 4-in-1 product. This is more of a 4-in-1 versus like the Maybelline product, like 4-in-1 where? What are you talking about, right? So these are stunning. I'm wearing one of the shades on my lips right now. Hopefully I don't have a booger. So the shade I have on my lips is Perk, and then I have a gloss over it. But this is a light, like a light peach. So if you're a lighter skin tone, this would be perfect as a corrector, like a peach tone corrector. You know how when you have dark under eyes and they're purpley or blue, they tell you to use a peach or salmon tone? This would be perfect for that. And the texture, it's creamy, but it's like a dry creamy. So it doesn't feel too emollient. And I think that texture lends itself to that 4-in-1 claim because it definitely works as a blush. I am wearing one of the shades on my cheeks too. The shade I think I'm wearing is Origin. Yeah, I'm wearing Origin and I put a little bit of Rise on it as well, but I put the Nabla blush over it. But it works really well as a blush on the cheeks. I would just apply it on a brush and then pop it on instead of like swiping it on your cheeks because it is that drier formula, so it doesn't apply the best directly from the tube on your cheeks. But you can use it as an eyeshadow color and it's thin enough where I don't feel like it's gonna crease too much, but I would still use an eyeshadow primer because I have really greasy lids. And then as a corrector, you have these orangey tones. So the shade that I mentioned is Origin. This is that reddish orange. That's great for deeper skin tones. We have Found, so they go deeper as well. Found is really stunning. That's more like a muted brick orange. Balance is more of a medium tone peach. Then you have Rise, which is a bolder orange, so if you really want to cover darkness. And then the one I'm wearing on my lips is Perk. So again, multi-purpose products you can use in various different ways on your face. And I think those are going to be winners for me. But they also sent me their little under eye masks. Where are those? Here they go. I didn't try them out yet, but these are raised copper eye masks. So you apply them under your eyes and they have various skincare benefits. Here you have copper peptides for hyperpigmentation and improves texture and tone. I might put this on tonight. If I do, I'll show you after I wash my face how they look. But banana extract brightens and depuffs. Bakuchiol reduces the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Child, I need that. Caffeine increases circulation. Niacinamide calms redness. Vitamin C and E boost hydration and skin moisture. I am actually going to put one of these on tonight. So I'll show you what these look like once I do that. And then I also got the Hue Glow, which is a liquid product that you can use as a highlighter. I guess you can use it to mix in with your foundation to create more of a glow, or you can use it as a primer type of product. I didn't like this as a liquid highlighter because it looks very greasy on my skin. You can also use it on the body. I did not like this. It's too greasy. It's way too greasy for my oily skin. But if you're into that glow, maybe you can try this out. I will mix this in with my body lotion. That's what I'm gonna use it for, like to get a little glow on the body going, like especially if I'm at the, well, not at the beach. You know what I found out? These body glow things that we are telling people to wear when they're going outside, going to the beach, it will give you a whole sunburn. Don't do that. Don't do that. So I found that out the hard way in Jamaica. I had one of those glow body oils and I was going to a day party. It was out in the sun and my shoulders were out and I was like, I'm a glowing. The sunburn that I got, okay, that was stupid of me to even think of doing that. Obviously, this glowy oil is gonna attract all the skin rays that it possibly can and fry me from the outside in, and it was not cute. That was my second sunburn of life, and it was awful, awful. I mean, it wasn't as bad as like someone that is less melanated, obviously. Like I didn't bubble and blister and all of that. I just peeled a little bit, but it hurt to the touch, but it was fine. Like it was gone in like a day or two. The other sunburn I got was in DR when I was out dune buggying. Like, you know, you're on the little child. The burn I got on one side because the sun was here and like enjoying itself. And that again went away and like, it was just, my skin felt hot. So I don't burn, but I'm not trying to burn with that. So that's not nice. I don't like that, but I like the Hue Stick things. So good to see like a new brand at Ulta. I'm gonna keep my eye out to see what else they come out with, and if they send me any more products, you know I'm gonna use them for you guys. But I did use this in a get ready, one of these, two of these on my cheeks in a get ready with me featuring this look. So you will see this coming up, but those are the products that I recently picked up from Ulta. I thought it was more, but like if you look at it from the outside and you're like, that's a lot, but to me I'm like, oh, I thought it was more. Like this is where we are, okay? We are excessive on this side. So obviously I'm not buying anything else for the rest of the year. Maybe here or there. The only thing I want to get right now is the Melt Cosmetics eyeshadow palette. I don't want anything else from their collection, their holiday collection, but I always get the Melt holiday palette. So I'll try to get my hand on that, but otherwise I'm like not really interested in any of the new releases. That's why you will see a shopping block coming up. But hopefully you enjoyed this haul video. Again, there's gonna be a couple more because I have a luxury haul and also an indie brand haul to do. So you're gonna see that coming up. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I will leave links to the majority, if not all, the products mentioned here in this video down below, as well as links on where you can pick them up. If those links have an asterisk next to them, that means that they are affiliate links. You know what that means. I will get a small sales commission if you make a purchase through those links. It's an easy way to support the channel because it doesn't change the sale price. It just gives me a kickback for you using my links. So if you do use my links, thank you so much for your support because it does help me to put right back into the content, right back into the channel. So I truly appreciate it. But if you're not comfortable with that, just shop the way you normally shop. No muss, no fuss. I'm still happy you're here watching and supporting. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button, leave me a comment, and if you aren't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe. And I will also leave links to my Instagram and Twitter where you can follow me along. And until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye guys.